We have to break in the horse while it's still in the stable and still under our control and stuff. Like so it Dr. starts Faith, in the homes, it starts in the communities.
Like Dr. Faith could be going back to give at Roxborough Secondary School to let students there who feel like that they don't care anymore. They want that you could go back and show them it is good that you finish and further your education.
Exactly. Yeah. And that good comes out of this. Good comes out of
good comes out of the school.
Yes. So I would add to that to raise young girls to know that they have a voice and that they should use their voice. And to know that even in rooms where their voice is the only sound voice, is the only sane voice, they should not follow the whole idea of waiting to be allowed to speak or being the tiniest in the room or having the softest voice in the room means you should not use that voice. You should always use your voice. You should always ensure that when you speak up, and when you speak, you say sensible, meaningful things so that whenever you speak, the room knows that they need to sit down, shut up, and listen to you. And we have to figure out how to even get our young girls to speak in tones. So, for example, I've done like sessions with young girls where you teach them that when you do the high-pitched thing, our brains do not
naturally
attention to high-pitched sounds. And if you as a female, and I've said it several as in form 5s and so forth, if you as a female need to say the same thing, you need to learn to put some bass in your voice, learn how to project and say what you need to say. And it's little things like this that will make a huge difference between somebody who is saying something important and taken seriously versus somebody who is saying something important but not taken seriously. And unfortunately, we still live in a world where you have to be able to make that kind of distinction, where you have to be able to learn that kind of skills. And those are the things, for example, we need to teach when we say life skills. Those are some of the little things that we need to teach our young girls going
So you're saying tone matters.
Tone makes a huge difference so you can say the same thing, but if you're saying it like this versus if you're saying it like this, you get a huge difference in the response when you say it. And little things like that we have to train, because remember, these are the same girls that we've been training to not speak. These are the same girls that we've been training to stay inside while we allow the boys to go outside. So there's now a shifting that we now have to almost force them to rethink everything that we have been teaching them from a child, and now forcing them to go into a world where everything we taught them as a child is working against them.
Amen.
Yeah. So we again, it starts with not teaching them those things as a child, one, but even if they were like that, using the life skills to make those switches and little things like tone.
Excuse Mama Coco, like you guys continue. I have to get a charger.
Oh my.
Oh, okay.
I have to get a charger.
Faith,
can you bring a charger for me, please?
Funny enough, and I mean on the same point that you're making, it kind of, what I recognize as well is that we also, as parents, as mothers, some of us have to reculture ourselves. Because when you hear from a number of women, especially women in marginalized circumstances, they're single mothers, they have a number of children, they may work in URP or CPEP or whatever. And then you hear them say, I can't do this, so I can't wear a political jersey, or I can't say certain things on Facebook because they're going to victimize me.
Right.
So then when we have silenced our own voice, how could we teach our children to use theirs? Because we don't use ours, and we're too afraid to use our voices. So that we raise our children, take example from us.
Exactly.
So my children are outspoken because their mother is very outspoken. right? But if I wasn't the mother that I am, my children would be the same way until they got old enough to move away from my influence, and then maybe they would have found their voice on their own. For me, I had a situation with my own mother. There would be times that I would hear her voice very distinctly in my head when it came to certain things. And for other times, she was really quiet. So that she didn't really teach me to be quiet, but she didn't really teach me to be outspoken. I actually found my voice when I started doing storytelling in Standard 4. Because when I was taught storytelling, you had to learn tone. And when you said tone was important, that brought me back to my storytelling days. Because there were times that you would go very, very soft to convey a certain thing. And there are times when you have to be big and loud and expressive because you want people to see the thing. Because they don't have the benefit of pictures. Exactly. You know, it's not a movie. You have to craft, you have to weave the tapestry in people's minds. And your voice is the only instrument you have to do that. Your voice and your hands and maybe your body language. But your voice mainly, because people are listening to you. So that when somebody closes their eyes, they must be able to see and feel and touch exactly what you're trying to tell them. So that if somebody doesn't know that they have a voice and they don't use it, how can they then teach their kids how to use their voice? How can a mother teach her daughter to use her voice when she has silenced her own? So that there's a lot of introspection that has to take place, because even if it's not happening in the home, we also have to create places where young girls and boys, because I don't want to leave boys out of the conversation, because somehow it becomes unequal. At some point in time, there's heavy emphasis on girls. And then when you see the results and the guys are left to flounder, then there's heavy emphasis on the boys. But then we have never really been able to strike the balance, you know, and start to look at it from the standpoint that all children must learn how to use their voice. All children must be put in situations where they can be taught how to use their voice. That's why public speaking is important. We used to do choral speaking in church. True. And when you do choral speaking in church, you learn that tone and that diction, and they don't do these things anymore. You know, so we see that as much as we have made steps, we have also regressed in certain areas. You know, we have more accessibility and more platforms, but our voices have become smaller.
So Cecilia George is saying, she said, well, two things. I'm hoping Cecilia is female. Please forgive me if it's not. I was telling my retired primary school teacher, I guess, that he should be mentoring some young men, because the same thing applies. The same way we should have women being mentors to young females, we need young males to be mentors to young men. But we also, as Cecilia said something before, look around. Some of the most effective leaders right now are women. This is a century of women. And, you know, I've been looking at that even as it relates to the response to COVID. The countries that have had the most success as it relates to COVID, like the real successes, are countries that have been led by women. And it shows that there is need for this balance between what you would classify traditional male strengths and traditional female warmth and understanding and that kind of thing. That is what worked in the places that have had very good responses to COVID so far. And it's like, wow, shows that women just need to be that for a little bit until we balance it back.
But you know, if we had more women leaders, we probably would have no war.
True.
I think I saw that meme somewhere. So
totally. Welcome back, Mama Coco.
You found your charger?
Yes. Oh my God. We would have been gone for a little bit if I didn't stop it now.
Okay.
Right.
Now as it gets later, I have to use a bigger lens.
Oh Lord.
Name it Tobago born, who is the head of any industry in Trinidad and Tobago.
I wonder if the audience knows the answer to this question.
Because I don't. That says something though. that says quite a lot.
So
I think
your answer is that when I come again, or
I don't know. We would have to do some research, but it is very instructive that we can't automatically think of one.
Yeah, bring anybody to mind.
So what did you? Okay, so I think your audio is going in and out, Mama Coco, because we didn't hear a word that you just said.
Take off the headset.
You took it off?
Yeah, because the headset works with the same kind of insertion as the you know, you have a headset that used to work with the little hole on the side. Well, this advanced phone doesn't have that.
Oh,
excuse me.
Show up now.
So we don't know any female.
Not off the top of my head.
A big disparity there that we can't claim a Tobagonian woman that run in a high office in Trinidad and Tobago. In Trinidad, mainly. We can't name one.
I can't think of any.
Is it that we have, but they don't claim themselves Tobagonian?
Oh.
Well, I hope that's not the situation.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we have...
Because I wanted the question to come up so that when people want to claim that, you know, with this and with that, we're not there. We had one woman in Tobago, and she allowed politics and trying to bring down Keith Rowley, trying to bring down a PNM. She was working with the UNC. She was the representative for Tobago West or East.
Oh, right.
With Allen. We don't have anybody else.
Oh, well, you know, she acted as Prime Minister briefly. I remember that. Yes, she did.
Yes, she acted as Prime Minister. Acting Minister when the Prime Minister went. So she was up there. But then and them again, they didn't like that. So they come up and they set she up to attack Keith Rowley. She was wrong or Keith was right. I don't know who was lying from who was talking the truth. Because the woman who she went up in defense of, she became Rowley's alibi.
Oh Lord, the scandal.
Right. Interesting.
She claimed that what they say he didn't do, and he's a good father and all kind of crap. I don't know if it was true. So here we are in industry. We don't have anybody. I know. There are no women heading up industries.
I need to do some research. Because there must be at least one. At least somebody as on a state board, as chairman, as a CEO of something. There must be at least one. I don't want to believe that no one exists. Maybe we're not sure.
We can't recall any Tobagonian woman.
Yeah, immediately.
But any woman in industry that head up industry. Any woman did head up an oil company or anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think I recall just one lady in banking. She a Tobagonian. I think she worked at FCB. I can't bring her name to mind, but I think she rose kind of high up in it. I wonder if I can find information about her. I just not bring any name to mind right now. But I know she was from Tobago because I remember her from when I used to work at the port.
Okay.
She was in Trinidad at the time and she would travel. And I know that she had a very high position in the bank. But that's the only person that immediately comes to mind. I wonder where she is. What is her name?
She would have rose to the top, but that coup where the coup in Parliament, because I remember it's only really mainly Tobagonians that got attacked in the parliament when Brother Abubakar hit the stage.
That's when Robinson showed his mettle.
Yes, when
attack with full force.
When it comes to women don't climb too high. I remember 2 women and I'm asking people to investigate.
Yeah.
Isabel Tisha and Muriel Donawa McDavidson. The minute a woman getting high in the PNM, they send them away as attaché. They send them away as ambassador. And Keith Rowley come and did the same thing like Eric Williams. PNM not growing. Who PNM woman want to attack me after this? Tell them I'm waiting patiently. Let them come with their evidence. That we hardly have in PNM young women. So we have to be very careful. Once you're young and you're going into politics, you have to be very careful. Well, Miss Burris, she get away. She already has 2 children.
You think I get away?
Yeah,
I get away at all.
They won't be lucky. Many of them waiting right now and before. I ain't talking about politics now. I am from old school. And I've been watching politicians do the crap. And I watch women being suppressed all my life.
Yeah, we have to call it out.
Yes, the highest they will reach is ambassador. We'll send you away to be attaché here, attaché there. Muriel Donawa McDavidson, she was sent away. Isabel Tisha, she was ambassador somewhere. And now I see Keith Rowley come and he did the same thing. A rising PNM woman, Penelope, he shipped her away. Keith Rowley, Orville London was grooming Tracy Davidson Celestine to be the next chief sec. They send her away. Another woman that they bring back in the parliament right now, they send her away. Now they bring she back. And now she's a big woman out there keeping news conference almost every day. I don't really know how much.
The communications person.
Communications woman.
Oh, Donna Cox.
Yeah, Donna, yeah.
She used to be there first. She used to be there, working in Trinidad and Tobago first. Now she come back now as big, top woman.
Communications.
They're not using young people. They're just sending the people away, let them get clean up and bring them back.
And come back. Now, the thing about going to get cleaned up and come back is that we don't forget it. No. Time is longer than twine. We ain't forgetting. So don't feel you're getting cleaned up and come back at all. Not this time.
Our first female prime minister, and look what they took her down with. Look what she did 5 years alone for. The money that they're claiming she stole. That ain't even quarter of the money that was stolen from Trinidad and Tobago treasury. But yet she has to be the one.
The scapegoat.
She's the
for
corruption.
I don't eat the fruit. She didn't tie him up and push it down his throat. But he is the only one that have to bear
the brunt of the sin.
So you see, when we suffer it. This father say 2 daughters get her drunk and rape him. Woman again. Jezebel, woman again. Rahab did great for God's people, but her name is still Rahab the harlot.
Mary Magdalene, eh?
Mary, only woman. And the People's National Movement showing us that no woman yet, after 60 how many years, no woman can be a prime minister.
That's good enough to get there.
So today I lift you 2 up.
Thank you.
And I know that you are a force to be reckoned with. I believe that you guys can fight any battle that a man can fight. All you guys have to learn, and you learn it from me, learn to know the weapons of your enemy. Don't enter no fight without your enemies. And now that we have seen that early in the new legislative, we have a guy coming out with his all dated politics. He wants proof. I said legislative, I mean legislature.
Yeah.
He wants proof of where the money is coming from to help people. But he can't find proof of the monies that we lost in our country. The money is missing. The missing monies. He don't want to know that? Well, tell him that the people of Tobago want to know.
Exactly.
They do,
And in the meantime, they're finding it. The people can't be suffering. Okay?
True.
The people,
true.
The girl in Kendall, she said, thank you, Mama Coco. Thank you, Watson Duke. Thank you, PDP. If rain fall like during the night, sometimes they might hear it because some people they sleep tight. But sometimes when they wake up, her kids waking up in water.
Yeah.
So I am not here saying that I'm fighting up with one political party. I'm fighting up with political issues that will manifest into success.
True.
We're tired of the old talk. We're tired of people promising. Whether it is my PNM party or not, I am speaking it loud and clear.
Okay.
The people of Lavantil and Trinidad area, I have to bring them in. Because when it overflows there,
it comes. Yep.
And if people not comfortable, like if your mother ain't comfortable, can the kids be happy?
Exactly. Nope.
So can we get your closing statements, Dr. Faith?
Sure. Tonight's interaction was eye-opening. It again reminded me of why we are doing this and why we need to keep fighting for this. Tobago has been where we've been for the last 20 years, and it's time that we take that next step. And I am happy to be one of the females, but to be one of the change agents brought together because we know that Tobago deserves better. I'm happy to be one of those. I'm happy to be one of those who would stand up in the front when others can't or won't speak for themselves because of whatever reason. I am happy to have the charge of doing that on behalf of Tobagonians. And all we are asking Tobagonians to do in return is to give us an opportunity to really do what we have set out to do. To be honest, I am a very good opposition person. I could cuss pretty okay, but I would really prefer to use these degrees that I have to do what I talk about instead of quarreling about them not doing what we are talking about. And we are begging Tobago, and I am saying the word beggar. We are begging Tobago to give yourself a chance by giving us a chance. Yeah.
Nice.
Statement, my dear. I didn't see my cousin come up. So
okay.
She will have a chance to do some calling in, and then you will be given a number also that you could get the question when she call in, and then you call in.
Okay.
Or maybe she has to
okay, no problem.
Yes.
Right.
Your closing statement.
Again, for me, the victory is in the journey. You know, I was asked earlier this week, you know, if I'm afraid of the challenge that I have. in terms of where I want to get to and who I have to defeat. And my answer to that was the victories in the journey. I am doing something that 6 months ago, well, not 6 months ago, let's say a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have never thought I was capable of doing. If I thought that I was humble before, this experience has humbled me even further. I have woken up in the past week to text messages at 4:30 in the morning from persons who are looking out for other people who need assistance.
Yeah.
And even before I can talk to God properly in the morning, I have to get into servant mode. Because anybody who is getting into this with the idea that they're going to be in charge of people and they're going to be Lord over people and they're not in it to serve people, they're in the wrong job.
Yeah.
Because people need service right now. People need to know that when they call your phone that you'll answer. People need to know that when you send a message, you'll respond.
Sure.
And not just respond, but you can actually assist in some way, even though they might not get exactly what they're looking for, that at least you can make an attempt. And the reason why things are the way they are is because people just haven't been getting service.
Yeah.
So that this what has happened so far and what I see ahead is a further demonstration that I needed this in my own life. I needed this journey. And I always tell people that I've made peace with the outcome. There's no stress for me, I look forward to the day after the election when I could sleep. Right? That's what I look forward to. No matter the outcome, because I have made peace with that. I am in this place. I am in this place now.
On your last life, you left me with a taste in my mouth, and it just came back. So, although I know we are about to wrap up, the last a question concerning your opponent and that you can't speak certain things and stuff. So, what I want to ask you now, why, if you don't find any fault with her and you can't say anything about her, listen, this is where I'm going to catch you here now. And you say the reason you couldn't say that if she did a great job of stuff. You didn't want to go there. Well, I'm taking you there now. If she doesn't have fault, why are you running against her? Why you want her not to be her representative and you be the representative?
Because she simply did not perform.
Well, you didn't
She did not do the job to the best of her ability. But the thing is that I in the last question that you asked, it was I can't even remember, but however I answered, it didn't lead me to saying what I'm saying now. But I'm saying what I'm saying now. Based on the evidence that I have in front of me, because as I say, I am a constituent as well. I vote. I am not pleased with her performance as a constituent. That's the first thing. The second thing is, being somebody who has been on the ground and talking to people are not satisfied with her performance. There are some who will be. I am offering myself as the alternative. I am offering myself as somebody who knows they can do better.
Great her performance, and you couldn't.
Sorry?
No,
it's not that I couldn't. I chose not to. Because the thing is that I would have my personal view of the situation. Okay? Now, I may not have all the information. I can say that I'm not...
Because I know PNM run, she mightn't be good. She mightn't be the best. But because you're coming up against a PNM representative, you have to be able to tell us why we shouldn't vote for her. Because people in Tobago, we vote for party. We don't vote for
Mama.
people.
Right. Mama Coco, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, right? Her performance or lack thereof is in the public domain to see. I don't have to say anything more because she has demonstrated what she can and can't do very well.
I know that.
The job I have is to demonstrate what I can and will do. That is how I have to convince people. I have to show them that I am the choice to make, that I am the alternative, and I'm a worthy alternative to what has been passing for governance for the last 5 years, for what has been passing for representation for the last 5 years.
There you go. Yeah. Rate her performance. You're not rating.
Or you want me to rate her performance, what, on a scale of 1 to 10 or A, B, C, D, E, F, G? What do you want me?
When you make a baby and go straight into university, you know. So nobody
right. So I know my strengths. No, she has failed to represent the people, and I would give her a failing grade. She has failed to do what she had promised to do. She put out a very good, she sold cotton bag, right? She put out a very, very good talk to start with. But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And when the time for eating came, there was no pudding. There was air, right? And that is there in the public domain to see. They have experienced it.
Spoke with Tracy Davidson Celestine?
Have I ever worked with her? I used to be at the youth department while she was the assistant secretary.
So can you rate her performance?
In terms of what? My work, when I worked with her or afterwards?
I think I could rate her performance because remember she was the secretary with responsibility for tourism practically during the period where our tourist arrivals went from 89,000 down to where it is now, which is practically nothing. If you look at our tourism product, if you look at all of the aspects that relate to tourism on the island, remember she has only been out for 2-3 years. And so everything that the foundation that was not there is because she did not lay the foundation. How do you rate that? Out of 10? Okay, I'll be generous. Maybe 2 or 3 out of 10. And all of the allegations surrounding her tenure. I keep telling you, Tobagonians, don't forget, you know. We may be polite. We kind of don't say thing in public and around certain company. But we don't forget. We don't forget. But let me also add, though, going back to the Tobago East and West thing. The reality is, and I agreed with Tashia's response last time, the reality is, even if the Tobago East and West representatives were the best people on earth, the fact that they represented an organization that does not care about Tobago meant that their goodness,
it didn't matter.
Their willingness to perform would not matter, and that is what happened. So they may have been good people, but because they are part of an entity that does not see the Tobago that we see, that does not see that Tobago deserves the things that we see, we think, and we know Tobago deserves. It doesn't matter who they put there, and that is the part that Tobagonians need to recognize. That if you continue going with party, particularly a party who has proven time and time again that they do not care about you, then you will continue to be in this position, and you need to get away from that party.
Do you think it's only the party to blame, or they in their position and in their office, the office that they hold? Could they have done better?
When you come into an organization that is stifling, it doesn't matter who you are and it doesn't matter your position. You have set yourself up for failure just because you are part of that entity, and I think that is the difference.
So
but what I can say,
Rowley was vocal against Manin. Rowley fight with Manin. Rowley called Manin name. Rowley promised to give Manin Lekito Jambi. So what you kind of telling me here now, that is because of the stifling party? Or because
he went in and he did the same thing.
Against Pandey. I do not want to hear that a woman get into a position and because she in a party, she wouldn't be vocal.
But that is what happened.
But Mama Coco, what I would say to add, because I have been exposed to a lot since the last time I was on the show. So just thank you, Faith, for reminding me of what I said. Because now that I've been on the ground and I've seen people crying out for service, and simple services are that. Sometimes people just need a call back.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just need information. And those are things you can do. Those are things that you have the power to do. That the face that you put out there as a representative is what people judge you on. If you go in Parliament and you talk on behalf of Tobago and they shoot you down 1,000 times, Tobagonians would respect you because they're going to say, at least you fight. At least you open your mouth. At least you agitate. At least you tried. But when you stand up in Parliament and you say Tobagonians not suffering because we have almond milk in the supermarkets and that businessmen are lying about the situation with respect to the ferry and all of these things that you have said, it means that you now become an enemy of the people.
It is not about you in Parliament talking a whole pakababapunga, fighting the wrong side where you want to blame party. How come you cannot fight against a man like Basio Pandey and knock him off from his feet? I am talking, and I'm talking about human beings. We don't want women who just go in there because you're a woman and you're pretty, and because you didn't do your work, you could throw the blame on your party. Hello, you know what you do, party? Everybody had to fight.
Nope, that is true.
Everybody had to know that I'm in there with a fight, and I'm taking the fight to the party. I'm taking the fight to the government. I am the representative of Tobago, and I have to have a say, or else Tobago will not pay them again. But what we doing? We covering up for PNM. We protecting the party, while the party and care one hoot.
About us. Exactly.
About
us.
Ayana Webster Roy. The day when they're swearing in, she wasn't even on Keith Rowley's agenda. He gone and put Champa Kojo. Champa said plainly, I don't know anything about sports. Why he left her there? It's so that she could fail. So he could look as if Tobago woman and them, they don't have no voice.
That's fair.
Well, we ain't sending you down there to be weak. Tonight, I want to anoint
of course not.
Our authority. I want to ask Jehovah God to cover you from the crown of your head to the very soles of your feet. And may He fill your mouth with good things to say. And may you fight for Tobago. Don't fight for your party. If Watson Duke can make it, and you make it, you have to take it to bring the PDP to life.
Yes, and amen.
I don't want no talk again to tell me that you're not judging
what we do.
Why, if she doesn't have fault, why should we remove her? She did not work.
She has all the fault. Simple.
Kamlan knocked Pandey out of a party that he started.
That he built.
I don't like PNM women because there's no way Beckles should have gone away without a fight.
Right.
And I don't like how the women in the PNM Women's League allow people to override and chase a woman out after he was a backbencher, after he was on the backbench by Patrick Manning. Trinidadians know Patrick Manning didn't want him. They were afraid of him. Huh? So why are we just blaming party? Well, I ain't blaming the PNM party. I'm blaming who representing the PNM party. Alicia Ramsey saying, yes, Mama Coco, good talk. Thank you, Alicia.
Good talk.
We're not playing games anymore. We aren't picking up no softy to send to ride up in Trinidad. We're sending up a woman that is capable of taking Trinidad and Tobago and fight against Kamla to get the PNM ship, to get the party, to get the prime ministership. We're not taking a woman who just go in there and then to blame party.
To make up numbers. And make up numbers.
We ain't taking a woman there to know that the Roxbrook police station built by Chinese and is only few locals get a job.
True.
We're not taking a woman to know that the fire station being built now by Chinese and is only 6 or 7 local countrymen working. The airport is about to build and if Chinese get the contract again, how many Chinese workers will come and make people and young people in Canaan can't get a job? I'm here for this right now. My life is for positive and strength. My life is to immunize people, to fight against all the sickness of politics and policies.
True.
My life must result in people coming up here. Whether you're PNM, you're now, you're tired, come up here and talk. Let us know who is going to represent us.
True.
You have a man that don't know anything. A man that don't know that his father sell his fishing processing plant to Orville, London. We know how much money Orville paid him. We know the cover up there. We know how much money was kicked back. But he's coming up now because we don't know anybody. We don't know the history. We need to start to investigate people. Know who representing us.
True.
Correct.
Knowing if I send you away, you're supposed to be the next Tobago chief sec, our first female, and you allow stupidity or some cover up to send you away to Costa Rica. Tell them right up on me. She's my cousin. She has answers to give. This ain't going down someday. Where is the money? Where are the
Where
monies?
is the money?
Missing from the Tobago House of Assembly or the London youth.
Bring back the people money.
When nobody time Orville come back, senility go step in. Because you're old, you know. And you're walking as much as before. If you used to walk at all. Orville, you know I like you. You know I supported you. But then I didn't support you 100% because what? You wasn't doing things right. 16 years of notorious governing, and you want me to back you. You have answers to give.
The day of reckoning is fast approaching.
Tracy's 40-something years old. We need her right now to start to answer. Before she starts to play, she forget it. We need evidence to be new.
True.
We need our answers to be sharp. I am saying that money should never, ever disappear with answers. After what my daughter trying to get a loan in Tobago, and it's all, they want his social security number, they want to know how long she built this amount of money, they want to know this, they want to know that. Let me tell you something, this is going down simple. And the reason why they want to go back is because their unfinished business is treacherous and criminal. Here we have Lynette Powder saying, Mama Coco, wow. This is how my life's supposed to turn out. We ain't supposed to go off this life. I don't care, my daughter's foot must even swelling, but she sit down so long.
Oh Lord. Right.
But this had to come in. God said, you can't end this life. You bring these women back. And you bring them back for a reason, to show Tobago what we're lacking and what we can get. Tobago is stagnating. We are forced to eat. We are forced to go to the bathroom and, excuse the language, shit what we don't eat. We have to be carrying blame. Trinidad and blaming Tobago people. We don't blame us. Blame the management. It's 16 years Orville took to destroy Roxborough. But they want to take 4 years to build it back because they're afraid Watson do and they're afraid my mom.
What?
Any other village that need help. Patients didn't get help. Better and get
East is Roxborough.
Nobody and get improvement. Just Roxborough.
Yeah. Just the fight.
In your dexterity of authority, may our tolerance start to claim different spaces. Dear God, widen our spaces, widen our imagination, widen our tolerance. Give us the grace that we need. Because you said, dear God, your grace is sufficient.
It's sufficient.
And we have a grace on my we have a grace on this stage here tonight. And she's about to go into the big yard, among the big cocks and the big hens, the lazy cocks and the lame ducks. And she's about. And we have a faith. Faith, behold. Faith, behold. You think God has made mistake? When your parents give you a name, you think you come here to spoil flour? You come to break bread. come to break bread and share. We're not here playing. We're not here. So may the peace of Almighty God tonight. I'm coming for election, but I'm coming with the word. I am coming with the praises. I'm bringing an anointing. And I know God don't ever mistakes. And he promised that his words will not return unto him. Tell THA, the sister ready. I ain't playing games. 16 years of destruction. 5 more years of what? What did Champa give us that she needs 5 more years to do? General election? That's what I'm saying. What Champa did? Baby girl, you're my friend. You could take yourself off because right now I overload and new people want to come. So if you take yourself off and delete yourself, somebody fresh can join me tomorrow. But I'm telling you right now, you failed. That's not your job. When I said the job wasn't for Sister Agatha, you see she gone, it's not her job. I said the job was not for Kelvin Charles, he gone, it's not his job.
It's not a job.
And I'm ready to let people see honest, transparent politics. Let us know what we're buying. Don't just pick up people because he's your friend.
True.
Don't just grab that young man because Obi and his father had a relationship to do business. We don't want that. Tonight, may the love that Jesus promised us as Christians, let the love flow agape style. I ain't going half the way. If I'm knocking on doors, that door's supposed to open. Because my father said, knock, and it shall be open. Seek, and it shall find. And what? Ask, and it shall be
given unto you.
Why we should vote for you and not her, you have to start to rate her. She's not good as me. I am the better person. I walked around her and I know her before, and she can't deliver what I was blessed. Peace, everybody. Stick around. We have a little chat as I wish you guys the best. And I want to thank you guys for your education and your wits. Our parents, me and all, educate my daughter. I ain't educate you to be bullied. I ain't educate her that she don't have a voice. I don't educate her that she can't go up and rank with Keith Rowley and tell him, let me tell you something right now. This is not what we vote for you. Tobago need more than what you
That is correct.
And all because his name was in racket. I tell you, I sat down underneath a tree in Works Department yard. And as somebody coming home to vote and to campaign, some guys tell me, lady, you ain't know. You don't vote for that man. Look, that guy here, you drive the truck. And he dropped materials someplace. But you know it was allegation. It's alleged. And I know it was my school teacher. And I believe, seeing that he ride up so aggressively and arrogantly against Patrick Manning, he would have come there and do a marvelous job.
Yeah.
An authentic job. Where you come here and you pull Eric Williams' play card. You send Penelope away, you run she. And you know she would have give you a fight. Trinidadians wanted her more than him. Number one, Trinidadian, and you are Tobagonian. So you know that it would happen. Or you give me you're paying people off. The same war you pull against Sister Marlene, that she bring thugs. It's the same thugs that make you win. It's the same thugs that make PNM win Port of Spain and win Laventille. Because what? At the time, you guys just feed them. You pay them off. Who does pay them off? Not you. The same guy pulling thugs. The same Marlene was joining with you to ride up against Patrick Manning. But look what a woman again. How many men steal more than Marlene? So in to play. All you don't know what I'm going through. My life and no play. And I bring you guys so that you could show Tobago what Tobago needs.
What Tobago deserves.
To take Tobago out of this political dungeon. We are in a dungeon, you know.
Yes.
We do repetitive politics. Parties. Very tribal. And what a female Tobago leadership looks like. Everybody silent, yeah. We have, and then we gonna have women with representation qualities. Women who have a voice that you wouldn't go in Trinidad and say to Trinidad, Tobagonians no want nothing. We have food. Because you could get food, Tobago have food.
True.
Because your house is leaking right now. Watson shouldn't do
everybody
anything.
good.
You're gonna say Watson spending 120 for one galvanizer, 150 multiplied by 5. But keep your maths to yourself. Keep your maths that you did this week to yourself. Imagine Tobago's colors. You guys did so awesome. Faith, you leave and you travel away by yourself to get your education, and you come back here to do what? To push buttons and touch pens? No. Come back here to put truth to power and to make eloquence be the order of your reign. Look, Farley. Tell me who in the Tobago House of Assembly right now could match the shortest part of Farley's intelligence. Call name.
Oh, you know today's his birthday, right?
Well, brother Farley. Well, the day done, right?
Well, 20 minutes left.
This is Mama Coco. If you are bright and prosperous year ahead, may you strive for success.
True.
May the forces be with you. And remember, to whom much is given, much
is expected.
Yes. So if who in the house of PHA right now, they ain't have much, should we expect much? No, they don't have it. One woman that have it as a medical doctor, Denise Soyafat Angus, they treat her like garbage. But I'm saying they're treating she allowing herself to be treated as garbage. On the 4th of July, I'll be having a special live. Mama Coco will be going with a food jamboree. I'll be cooking. Yes, I'll be cooking, sharing recipes, and sharing my style of cooking. And I'll be having people. My daughter is helping me in that way to help me to get some other people. You know, even though I get them, she will have to help me to get the show going. So,
yes.
Right.
And as I expressed, July 4th. And July 5th, I have Sister Joan Phillips Pierre from Belgarden, Tobago.
Good woman.
Full true success as a woman. After failure, being pregnant as a teenager. Yes. And a migration from Trinidad and Tobago to the United States, where she's now head nurse doing big things in a home.
Nice.
And then we have
woman.
Princess Melville from Delaford. So to all you young people, Princess Melville is just 33 going on 34. Or maybe 34. She already has 3 children, and we are going to have a conversation with that young woman and see if she's ready for prime time.
Nice.
This is my life, like keeping. This ain't nobody life. This ain't only for politics. This is where people should see that even if I have a child at age 19 or age 20 or 22, it's not the end of my progress life.
True.
Where I am is not where I should end up. Circumstances could create impossibilities But if your faith, like faith B.Yisrael, and if your grace, grace.
True.
For grace shall lead me home. That's a verse in Amazing Grace. And you know who Amazing Grace saved? Amazing Grace and saved no pastor. Amazing Grace, how sweet thou art. That's what are you saying? That's it. I once was lost, and I'm found. You was what?
Blind,
How great is that song? How important is that song to close? You know, grace. Grace. You know, when you fight for too much grace, you gotta wait, because he said his portion of grace will be sufficient. For you.
Correct.
Love you guys. Love
you. Good night, everyone.